What is up, YouTube? Today I'm coming back at you with another video, and today's video is going to be another DVD/Blu-ray pickups video. And yes, it's been quite a hiatus, and if you haven't checked out my previous video, that explains where I've been and whatnot, so I'm not going to go into that too much here. I will say that I have picked up way more movies than I'm going to be showing you today. I've just basically grabbed a collection of movies that I have picked up in the past year, that I know I picked up in the past year. It's hard for me to remember every single thing that I've picked up since then, but some of these, and a lot of these I've watched already, and I can actually talk about. And yeah, so in addition to picking up all those movies, I've still been going to the movie theater in my new town that I live in. I've been continuing following the MCU. I still have seen every single MCU movie in theaters, including Wakanda Forever, which was great. Still waiting for that to come out. And most recent movie I saw was Megan, which I was pleasantly surprised by. I really want to get that on Blu-ray when it comes out. Hopefully it comes out with an unrated edition. But yeah, so we are going to, I should have sorted these out ahead of time, so give me a quick second here, and I will sort them by format. Alright, so we are just going to go through a selection of movies that I know I picked up in the past year, and I'll talk a little bit about each one. I'm pretty sure I've seen all of the ones that I've selected that I know I picked up in the past year, and I'll just talk about each one, and yeah, let's just get right into the pickups. So we'll start off with the oldest format first. We'll go DVDs to Blu-rays to 4Ks. So the first thing I picked up on DVD is a movie that I've been meaning to buy. I'm not the hugest, I mean, I like this movie, but it's not like my favorite sci-fi movie. But it's one I needed to get. I picked up Pitch Black. So I picked this up from a local record store, and I'm probably going to start going there more because their deals on DVDs are the best in my area. I basically went in there not really expecting to buy a whole lot, but they had buy one, get one free. And they were all the DVDs were $1. So each DVD that I picked up from there was 50 cents. So I picked up a bunch of DVDs. I don't have them all here. I only have 2 of them. But I got this for 50 cents. I needed this movie. I'm a big fan of the Chronicles of Riddick movie, which they're related. They have the same character. But I'm not as big of a fan of Pitch Black as I am Chronicles of Riddick. I like Chronicles of Riddick better. I've got that one on Blu-ray. And I needed to get this one. I'll probably watch it every now and again, but I picked it up for 50 cents, and for 50 cents you can't really beat that. So yeah, I picked up Pitch Black. It's a pretty good movie. It's a nice like sci-fi horror type movie, and if you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth checking out. It's pretty good. It's got Vin Diesel in it. And the next one I picked up was a blind buy. So when I picked this up, I had never seen the movie. It's been on my list to watch for a long time, but I had never seen it. So, and when I saw this was in the buy one get one section, and I was like 50 cents. Yeah, it's not the Blu-ray that I wanted to get, but for 50 cents I can't not get it because it's cheaper than a Redbox rental. So I picked up Reign of Fire. I have been wanting to watch this for so long because it's a fantasy, post-apocalyptic movie with dragons. So that right there is just really cool sounding to me. It's got Christian Bale, Matthew McConaughey, and Gerard Butler. And all before they were really, really big. And I am super impressed with this movie. I knew it was supposed to be like a cult classic, so I expected it to be decent, not terrible. But it blew my expectations out of the water. The acting in this movie has no right to be as good as it is. The story is not super in-depth. It's a short movie. It's just over 90 minutes. So it's not a whole lot of story in there, but the acting is phenomenal. It has no right to be as good as it is. Matthew McConaughey he had to have known that this was going to be like, you know, a cult classic B movie, but he treated it just like any other project. He did such a good job in acting. Christian Bale also did a really good job, and it just really made the movie that much better. Not to mention the dragon CGI effects for 2003 were really good. I'm honestly convinced that the Game of Thrones series copied the look of the dragons from this. They are uncanny in similarity. So I also think they just did a really good job of like making the dragons more of a like believable creature. They try to explain some of the things, like how does a dragon breathe fire and stuff. So I think that was a nice touch. I think it makes it a little bit better. The soundtrack is also surprisingly really good for this. So like overall, I think this is a nice hidden gem. If you're a fan of like dragon movies, I am. I know it's a guilty pleasure. I'm a fan of dragon movies. This is one of the better ones. Definitely one of the better ones. I would say it's up there with like Dragonheart. But also, if you're just a fan of like sci-fi post-apocalyptic movies, surprisingly good. Definitely worth checking out. It's got some cool special features on here. It's got breathing life into the terror, the making of the dragons. It's got If You Can't Stand the Heat, a pyrotechnics featurette, conversations with the director, the original theatrical trailer, and that's pretty much it in terms of special features. So it's got some special features. It's a really nice package, and honestly, it looked pretty good on my OLED TV, so that's cool. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the Blu-rays. So, the Blu-rays are a lot of different stuff in the Blu-rays, so let's just get right into that. So the first thing I picked up, this was another blind buy. I picked this up on Amazon. I was ordering a bunch of movies, and I needed something that was $5 to just throw in there real quick. I saw this was on sale for $5 on Amazon. I'm like, yeah, I've heard good things about it. I'm not like dying to see it, but I'll check it out. So I picked up Black Swan. Man, I don't know what possessed me to watch it. One of the days I just was like, you know what, yeah, sure, let's just give Black Swan a go. And so I spun it up. This is a really, really good movie. I liked this a lot. Really great acting. Natalie Portman did a fantastic job. The music and the camera work was so good. The camera work is outstanding for Black Swan. So if you're a fan of like appreciating good camera work, definitely check out Black Swan. It's a really great movie. Now it's not like high action. It's a drama movie. What I really like about it is it addresses mental health issues as well in a very interesting way. I like the fact that it's not a story with a reliable narrator. It's very good. It's very good. The music is very fitting. If you like classical music, this is a very great soundtrack. So let's go over some of the special features here. So we have Metamorphosis, a behind-the-scenes documentary with the director. Behind the Curtain, an inside look at the ballet's influence on the film's costume and production design. 10 years in the making, Natalie Portman and the director discuss their creative journey from preparing for the role to dancing with the camera. And cast profiles, basically just a little mini bio on each of the cast members. So really great movie, highly recommend that one. It was such a great watch. The next one I picked up was, it's a classic. It's one that I've been wanting to add to my collection. And when they announced that they made a boutique version of it, I was like, okay, I'm going to get that original Blu-ray off my wish list, and I'm going to get this boutique version. And that is Liar Liar. I loved this movie growing up. I probably watched this dozens of times on VHS growing up. It was one of my go-to comedies, and I just really, really enjoyed this movie. Jim Carrey was fantastic in it. It's a nice family, heartwarming comedy movie. It's just really, really well done. And I actually have not watched the transfer on this one yet. I have seen the movie. It's a very great movie, but I just haven't watched this specific disc yet. But it does have a bunch of special features, some new ones that made me want to get this. So it says new, in session looking back at the writing of Liar Liar, and this is the second new special feature, the case for comedy looking back at the cast of Liar Liar. Then it's got the same deleted scenes from the previous Blu-ray, same outtakes from the previous Blu-ray, feature commentary, it's the same one that they had before, bridging the comedy chasm, which is I think a featurette that was brought over from the original Blu-ray, and then the theatrical trailer. So a lot of special features on this release. It's a Shout Select title. I kind of wish this was a 4K, but I can understand it's a niche 90s comedy movie, but I'm just super happy to own that one. So the next one I picked up is a horror movie. Now I wanted to watch this in theaters, but my wife has not really been interested in watching a lot of horror movies lately, which is fine. I'm not saying she needs to watch them, but because of that, I haven't really gone to see a lot of horror movies in theaters because I would be going by myself. So I haven't watched a whole bunch of them. I missed this one because this was just around when we moved and I was busy anyway. But this is one that I wanted to watch because it's from the director of Sinister, who makes and that's my favorite horror movie of all time, and that is The Black Phone, with Ethan Hawke. I'm a huge fan of Ethan Hawke. He's a fantastic actor, fan of Sinister, and so this was like one of the things that I really, really wanted to watch. Now I will say, this movie is not a traumatizing horror experience like Sinister was. It is just a very good, well done horror movie. I did end up watching this with my wife at home with our surround sound system, and it was super good. It's got some paranormal aspects to it. I think it's on the shorter side too. I do remember this being quite short. Let me see how many minutes this is. Where does it say? I don't know. I remember this one being, oh yeah, hour 43 minutes. So it's, a little over 90 minutes. So it's, a shorter movie, which is fine. I think it packs a lot into those 90 minutes and it doesn't really overstay its welcome. But it doesn't really have a lot of jump scares. It's more of just an eerie paranormal type movie. So I wouldn't really say this one is something that you have to be weary of because it is rated R. It doesn't really have a lot of gore. It doesn't really, do a lot of jump scares or anything like that. It's just a really good, dark kind of paranormal movie. So it does have some special features on here as well. I do wish this came out on 4K. This did not get a 4K release. I have no idea why. I mean, it is Blumhouse, so maybe they're just sticking with Blu-ray, but it includes deleted scenes, a featurette called Answering the Call, behind the scenes of The Black Phone, Ethan Hawke's Evil Turn, a feature commentary, and it says and more. So I hate when they do the and more thing because they can't really read them all off, but it's got some good special features on there. Alright, so the next thing I picked up on Blu-ray is a little bit special. So this is a bootleg. So this is an anime, and there's a good reason why, so don't judge me yet. This was never released in the United States, so there is no US release, dub or sub version on DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K. So the only way to watch this and get a physical copy of it was to get a bootleg. So I just like, you know what, it's not gonna hurt me, and I have bought bootlegs before, and when the official version comes out, I normally replace them. So, but I honestly don't see this one getting an official release because this is a very niche 80s mecha OVA, which is like the nichest of niche type of anime. But that's right where I like to sit in terms of my anime preferences, and this is Dangayo, and I don't remember what the subtitle is because this is actually a bootleg that I had to import from, I believe this is from Spain. So I imported a bootleg from Spain because it was the only guy making bootlegs of this very obscure OVA that had English subtitles. There was, I believe, I believe I found the official Japanese version, but obviously that didn't have subtitles. And this was the only other option outside of Japan for a physical release. And it does have English subtitles, which is just, I don't know why it does, but I am so happy it does, because this is a, they did a really great job. The disc has disc art, but obviously it is a BDR. I don't know where they got the source for this, but this looks really great quality. So they must have ripped this from like a Japanese streaming service or the Japanese Blu-ray itself and then put the subtitles on it. But it's a 3-episode OVA. It's a mecha from the 80s. It's got some of the best hand-drawn mecha animation I have ever seen. It's just really, really good. I really like it. It's not going to be for everyone, I know that, but it's really cool. So it has the Japanese audio, and then it also has the Catalan audio and then the Spanish audio as well. And then it's got subtitles in Spanish and English. So when I saw that, this whole ad for this was in Spanish. So luckily I know the smallest fraction of Spanish to find out that this does have English subtitles. I'm super stoked to have that. The last thing that I got was actually a Christmas gift. This is one that I've wanted to get for a while. I've been putting it off, and that is Ben-Hur. I've been basically buying this off because I've been hoping that they eventually would do a 4K of this. I still have not seen this. I got this for Christmas as a gift from my my in-laws. So it is the UK version, but it is region free, so it's not a big deal. But I've wanted to watch this. I'm a big fan of like historical epics, and so I've been wanting to get into this. I know it's supposed to be one of the best of all time. It's won like an Oscar and stuff. It is a super long movie. I think it's about 4 hours long. I don't know if it has the run time on the back. Yeah, 222 minutes. So it is very, very long. So long, in fact, that it comes on 2 separate Blu-rays, plus the third Blu-ray is special features. So there's a lot of special features on here. And it is region free, so I can watch this on my 4K player. So the special features it includes are a commentary by film historian T. Gene Hatcher with Charles Heston, which is awesome. It's got a music-only track showcasing the award-winning score, the theatrical trailer, let's see if it has any more on here, a documentary, and some vintage special features, including the original 1925 Ben-Hur silent movie is just included as a special feature on this release, which is so great. It comes with 2 more documentaries and screen tests and even more. So this is a loaded release. The fact that it comes with the original 1925 Ben-Hur is also really cool. I didn't know that before getting it, so that's just really nice. I haven't watched this one yet. I do need to get into that soon, but yeah. So now we're going to move on to 4Ks. So all these 4Ks are things basically the way I'm doing this is I'm only upgrading 4Ks of movies that I consider some of my favorites. So this next one I have is a movie I already owned on Blu-ray, but this is an upgrade for me. And this edition, when I heard this edition was coming out, I'm like, yes, pre-ordering that day one. And I did. I pre-ordered this day one from Arrow Video, and then I waited 4 months for it to get here. And I'm so excited. So this is actually an import as well. So this is Kevin Costner's Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I loved this movie growing up. I watched the VHS of this so much. This is one of my favorite movies from my childhood. And when I heard they were making a 4K restoration of it, including the theatrical version, because my Blu-ray was only the director's cut, which was alright, but I do like the theatrical cut better. This includes both of them on 4K, which is awesome, and it includes a bunch of other really cool stuff. So I got the 4K limited edition from Arrow Video. I pre-ordered it when it came out from, I want to say Diabolic DVDs, where I pre-ordered it from. So this comes with a really cool short book, including some filming, some behind-the-scenes pictures, some essays about the movie, and stuff like that, with some also medieval-style artwork, which I just thought was really neat. It comes with a really cool, let me unwrap this. Oh. Come on. A really cool 2-sided poster. So it's got the new artwork for this release on this side, and the original poster art on the back side. Super, super cool. I love the original poster art for this. It's nice that it came with a two-sided poster with both of them. In addition to that, you've got the awesome 4K case. Now, this is a region-free release from Arrow Video, but it's only released in the UK, so you have to import it, which I did. Inside the standard version, it also comes with some behind-the-scenes postcards, which I think are really, really cool. These ones are in color, the ones in the book are in black and white. So we got some cool stuff there. And it also comes with this mini, like, all the medieval artwork that they commissioned for this release on a strip poster thing. Super cool, nice little touch there. Now, I did put this in and watch the 4K. Woo, the transfer's good. The transfer's very good on this. So Arrow did a great job on the transfer for this movie. I believe it has the same sound, it has the same sound mixing as the previous release. So it's a 5.1, not a Atmos or 7.1 mix, which is fine. I think the 5.1 mix does a really good job. And anyway, to be completely honest with you, I've only got a 5.1 setup anyway, so I wouldn't even really notice the difference if it was 7.1, but it is only a 5.1 mix on this release. But the picture quality and the HDR look fantastic. Now, the HDR is not as aggressive as some other releases that I have, but it does give you a nice enhancement to certain scenes, like the scene in Sherwood Forest with all the fire and during that battle scene. Really, really nice in HDR. So, super cool release, super happy to have that, and that's a great upgrade for my collection. I had to upgrade that. Another upgrade to 4K that I have, when this came out, when I heard this was coming out, I was like, yes! Because this is from my favorite horror series, and I believe I did a video on the first one. If not, I also have the first one on 4K now. So I upgraded Scream 2 to 4K. So yes, I upgraded, I believe I did a video about me upgrading Scream to 4K. Oh, because the original Scream is my favorite horror movie of all time. Scream 2 is probably, in my opinion, the second best in the series. Scream 5, was it Scream 5 or Scream 4? No, yeah, Scream 5 was probably the next best after that. But I only got that one on Blu-ray because I still think that the first two Scream movies are the most original and the best of the series. Scream 6 looks like it's going to be great, so I'm really excited for that. But when I saw this was announced on 4K, I'm like, yep, got to upgrade that, because I only had it on DVD, so this was a really great upgrade for me. Picture quality is fantastic, just like the first one. Awesome, awesome resolution. Absolutely great transfer. So let me go through some of the special features. I should also mention there's way too many special features to even start to talk about on this version of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. There are so many. There's literally a paragraph of just special features on the back. But in Scream 2, there you have, on the 4K disc, you have the audio commentary with Wes Craven and the producer and editor. And disc 2, which is the Blu-ray, which I think is just the standard original Blu-ray release of this. It has all the same special features from that. So it has the audio commentary, the same one that's on the 4K, but it also has outtakes, deleted scenes, theatrical trailer, TV spot, music video, and other featurettes included. So some really good special features on here. Most of them are the exact same from the previous release, so really the only thing that you're really upgrading in terms, and I believe this doesn't have an Atmos track, does it? Does this have an Atmos track? No, it has the same audio track too, so it's still a 5.1. So really the only thing, just like Prince of Thieves, the only thing you're really upgrading is the picture quality, but the picture transfer on this is fantastic. Definitely worth the upgrade. It makes all the dark scenes look so much better, and it's just really well done. Alright, so the next one is, the rest of these are all new releases that I picked up. So the next one I picked up is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. This has to be my favorite MCU movie of Phase 4. I have been keeping up with the MCU, I've been watching everything, so I did watch this in theaters. I'm a huge Sam Raimi fan, and this did not disappoint. I love the fact that this is one, there's not a lot a lot of the MCU movies are very the same feeling, like they all have the same feel to them. There's very few directors that are allowed to put their stamp on tone that is different than the normal MCU stuff. And Sam Raimi puts his mark on there, and oh, it's so good. There's that campiness, there's a little bit of like a horror element to it and at certain parts, and it's just so good. The story's really good. This has to be my favorite thing in Phase 4. And I did also get No Way Home, which was also really good, but that I feel like doesn't have as much rewatchability because that is more reliant on nostalgia, and after the first like 3 or 4 watchings of it, it kind of wears off. Still really good, still amazing to see all 3 of the Spider-Men together, but I think this one overall stands on its own much better, and overall is my favorite in Phase 4. Super well done movie. I've rewatched this a couple times. The picture quality is fantastic. The HDR, so good. They do such a great job on the HDR in this. The colors really, really pop. All of Wanda's magic looks so good. And it's just, the sound is really good too. It has a Dolby Atmos track. And it's super, super good. I think this only has HDR 10, if I remember correctly. Which is fine. I would have preferred to have Dolby Vision, but HDR 10 is still really good, so let's go through some of the special features on here. So on the 4K, pretty much all you get is the movie, but on the Blu-ray, you have all your special features. So you get Constructing the Multiverse, and you follow the writer in creating the story, Method to the Madness. It's basically a mini documentary on why it's uniquely Sam Raimi. Introducing America Chavez, so it's just a little character profile there. You've got a gag reel, which I need to watch. I have not watched the gag reel yet. Deleted scenes, which I have watched some of those. And the audio commentary, which I have not watched the audio commentary either. But super great release. The picture quality is really, really good. It's not the best. It's probably comparable to the Blu-ray in terms of image quality. The only thing that really makes this stand ahead of the Blu-ray is the HDR. So I wouldn't say you definitely need to get the 4K, but if you like HDR, definitely really good HDR. Alright, so the next one I picked up is one I wanted to see in theaters, also just was really busy around the time, and that is The Northman. So I had seen trailers for this for quite a long time before this movie came out. I wasn't like, ooh yeah, I'm gonna see that day one like I was with The Last Duel, but it is one that I've wanted to watch, and I eventually did pick up the 4K. My wife and I watched it, and it was very good. It wasn't exactly what I was expecting, though. I was expecting like a huge historical epic, and just I don't know. It didn't have as large of a scope as I would have liked. It's very small scale, which is it's still good. It reminds me of The Witch, which I'm pretty sure this is the director of The Witch, isn't it? I don't know. But that's the only movie I can really think of that has a similar feel. I'm not sure if this is the director of The Witch or not, but that's the only movie I own that feels like this movie. It's got that same sort of vibe. It's got the same, feel to it. I don't know. It's really good though. I liked it a lot. My wife wasn't too keen on it. She's probably not going to rewatch this one. I wouldn't say don't watch this. I would not say to watch this if you're a fan of like historical epics and like the historical drama and the large-scale battles. There are a few small battles in here, but it's really not the focus. It's more of a revenge story a la Conan the Barbarian, but with like Viking themes and like the undertones of The Witch is the best way I can describe this movie. So yeah, I really liked it. HDR is honestly not that impressive in this release. The 4K image quality is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's a huge step above the Blu-ray, but the HDR really doesn't make that much of a difference either because the colors are quite muted, a lot of grays and a lot of blues. So I would say, honestly, if you wanted to get the Blu-ray, you wouldn't really be missing anything. But if you do have a 4K player and you want to get the 4K, it's, you know, a slight bump in resolution. So, some of the special features on here. You have deleted and extended scenes, an ageless epic, the faces of Vikings, Amalith's journey to manhood, shooting the raid, Knattleker's game, a Norse landscape, and a feature commentary with the co-writer and the director. So, some good special features on here. I really haven't watched any of the special features on this yet, but I did enjoy the movie overall. And the last movie we have here on 4K is one that I didn't even hear about. My dad actually told me about this movie, and so I watched the trailer because my dad's like, oh, you've got to check out the trailer for this movie. And then I heard about it. I never got to watching this one on streaming. I don't know if this came out in theaters or not. I know it was on streaming very quickly, if not at the same time that it was in theaters. And that's how I heard about it, because my dad watches a lot of Amazon Prime, and there was trailers for it. And I was like, okay, I'll watch it. It does sound interesting, and that is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. And this is sort of like a self-aware parody comedy movie of Nicolas Cage's career. And I just think it's really interesting. It's a good comedy movie, but I wouldn't say it's full-on comedy. I would say there's some slight drama aspects to it. It has its comedic moments, and they really do shine. But it's just kind of like a weird, quirky, slightly comedic action comedy movie. And I don't know, it's just got that Nicolas Cage charm to it. And I just ended up enjoying it. Pedro Pascal does a really, really good job in this movie. Really, really shines. And honestly, I think it's one of my favorite roles that he's done. I know how silly that sounds, but I really think that he has a great comedic timing that you just don't see in his other work. And so I really did enjoy this movie. So definitely recommend this one. HDR and picture quality are fantastic on this, so I would say to get the 4K over the Blu-ray on this. So let's talk about the special features. So some of the special features included are deleted scenes, a featurette called The Mind, Glimmers of a Bygone Cage, Everyone Needs a Hobby, Nikki and Sergio, Second Act Action, Cages 5 and Up. Oh man, that's such a great name for a special feature. SXSW Film Festival Q&A, and an audio commentary. So you got some good special features on there as well. So that's basically everything I have for this video. I did pick up probably an additional 30 to 40 movies that I don't know which ones they were.